All right, guys, it's been a little while since I made a video. Been super busy. I completed my college degree, work full-time. I got kids in baseball and cheer and stuff, so I just haven't had time lately. So anyway, we're going to attempt to put on an arch on the back of the boat today. I bought this Oceans South boat arch. It's a universal arch that you can, I guess, trim, you know, adjust the width and the height to fit your boat. So I'm gonna attempt to put that on today. This thing's been sitting for a little while now, for probably 2 or 3 months. I haven't really messed with it, so it's dirty. But in the last video, you saw that I put on this solar fan up here, and I'll tell you what, man, that thing seems to be helping quite a bit, because when I got it home in the past, when it rained, it would get water in it and the bilge just completely dry, so that air moving through there has helped a lot. Anyway, that's the plan today, so stay tuned. Okay, so here's what the set comes with. So you got all your stainless steel tubing, you got these guides or supports, you know what you want to call them, and then this little baggie of hardware, and it's got everything in it except for the mounting bolts for the bracket that holds it to the boat. So I need to get inside the boat and see if I can gain access to the back side and run a bolt through it with a nut, and also had these plates made up, so that would really reinforce it and make it really sturdy. If for some reason I can't get back behind there, then I might just have to use a screw, and this one, these are stainless and it fits in there really well. So I don't know, I'm about to climb up in here and check it out. Okay, so I think good and bad news. So I found this little piece that had been cut out previously, because you can see it just kind of goes back in there is where I would have access to that area that I needed. So if you look up in there, it looks like I can get all the way up to that rail, so which is good, but I'll have to cut another access hole like this one, but only back there. So I don't know, I want it to be right, so I probably will just go ahead and cut a hole in it. So stay tuned and we'll get to it. All right, one other quick project I want to knock out today is my mast support for when I'm trailering the boat. You can see right here, got this PVC pipe in here, and it used to lay right in that groove, but once I added the pole back here, it sits just a hair higher, so this support really doesn't do anything anymore. So I went and bought a new piece of PVC that I'm gonna cut to lay in here. So let me do that real quick and I'll show you how it turns out. All right, all finished. It only took me about 10 minutes. But yeah, here we go. So now you can see, so this is good for trailering. I'll just tie it down right there. Kind of stops the mast from bouncing. So, all right, on to the next project. Here we go. Oh, it got bright out here. I had to get my sunglasses. Another small project I think I'm gonna knock out, just because I think it's gonna be pretty simple, is I got this Velcro. It's just 5-pound Velcro. It's not meant to hold a lot of weight, but I don't need it to. I just need the soft side of it, and I'm gonna put it in my hatch slide track. Listen to this, guys, when I open this thing. It's just so loud. It's just fiberglass on fiberglass, which is not good. And I think instead of having to take it off, I'm gonna slide it all the way back and then see if I can start a piece of Velcro just underneath there and run it up through here. I'm gonna clean it, of course, but I'm gonna run it there, and then I'm gonna slide it back closed, and then try to run some more up in those tracks. I know the right way to do this would be to I could probably get away with unbolting one side of the slide retainer, but I don't know. I don't think it's that big a deal. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm gonna give it a shot here, so stay tuned. Oh yeah, this is much better, guys. Check this out. So it just slides nice and smooth now. You see, I got it right down in there. Let me show you guys a quick trick real quick that I did. This stuff that I got, it came side by side, so you can see the soft side is gone. And what I did is let's see, I just used this to stick it in there like that, and then I just peeled this piece off all the way back, and it just laid right in there. So yeah, that's so much better. And I did get it the whole run all the way down through there. So, awesome. Little projects make a difference. All right, on to the big one. We're gonna try to put this arch on, so stay tuned. All right, so I'll show you what I'm gonna do first. Is I'm gonna work on the bench here. I'm gonna assemble the uprights so that I can get the height for this thing, because I'll have to cut some off the bottom so it'll go underneath my mast when it's down. So I'm going to assemble these and then figure out how much I got to cut off of them. And then once I get those, theoretically I could mount them to the boat and then figure out my width measurement and cut those down and put them in. But anyway, that's what I'm doing now. And I wanted to show you too, I got this idea from a YouTube video I saw. It was a guy in Australia who has a Mac X, and he was putting on a similar arch. He's putting the rocket launcher arch on his, but he said that when he did it, it came with these little bitty self-tapping screws to hold everything together. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy him, and I'm drilling straight through, and I got these stainless bolts to go through there, so that should make it a lot sturdier, I think. Well, maybe not sturdier, but there'll be less chance of it ever coming apart. So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now, so I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So I just realized I'm not filming a lot of this, but what I've done so far is I've got the two upper pieces built, and you see, I'm going to cut the ends of these bolts off when I'm done, but that's the upper piece. And then here's the lower leg right here, and what I did is I put this on there and taped it, and then I went up on the boat and figured out how tall it needs to be to fit underneath the mast while it's down. So I ended up cutting 8 inches off of this pipe here, and then there's this piece that goes right here that I'm about to connect, and then I'll have my 2 upright pieces. So there's the other one over there. So then I have my 2 uprights, and then what I plan on doing is just go ahead and mounting them to the boat. And then here's my cross pieces here. I got 2 there, and there's 2 up in the boat, and I'll measure once I have my 2 uprights. I'll measure and then cut those to length, and then install those the same way. So anyway, I'll show you what it looks like as we go along. All right, what a day. Golly, worked on this thing for about 5 hours today, maybe 6. But here's what I got so far. I got everything mounted up here, and then I just got to put in my centerpiece. So I'll do that tomorrow. I think we're going to try to take it out tomorrow too, so I'll get up and do that in the morning, and we'll go sailing. So anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. All right guys, this is day 2 working on this arch project. I did the hard part today, and oh my gosh, I think it's almost 5 o'clock now. I started about noon. So I've got probably 8 hours in this thing so far, and I'm not quite even done with it yet, but it's super solid. I'm doing it right. But here's what it looks like so far. So I've got the 2 sides on, right here and right here. I've got stainless steel bolts connecting all my pipes, so all the way through, so they won't come loose at all. And I'll show you what I did here with these mounting brackets. Because it's leaned back, the force is going to be pulling up on this front one, and it seems like it's going to be pushing down on this back one. So what I did originally is I just ran screws through these, and I got to thinking about it, and it started to really bother me that there was going to be a lot of force. Well, not a lot, but you know, I got a solar panel up there. It's got a pretty good rake, and so there's going to be a lot of force on this front one, and I didn't want those screws to pull out of the fiberglass. So let me hop up in the boat and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so as far as these front brackets go, what I did is I bought some 1/4 inch stainless steel bolts, some washers and nuts, all stainless steel. And I was trying to figure out how to get to the back side of these, and it's through the rear berth up in the ceiling. That's what I figured out, and I didn't want to just cut a hole in there and just leave it open. So what I did is I ordered some of these hatch covers, these ones actually. But when I went in there to start working on it today, these were too big for the area that I was going to be working in. And I had wanted to make these bigger for the fuel tank access anyway. So what I did is I took my little smaller 4-inch covers off of here and enlarged this hole to fit my new covers. And then I repurposed my old ones inside the rear berth. So let me go down here and I'll show you what that looks like. All right. Let me get a flashlight here. All right, so we're gonna crawl back here. This is where I spent a lot of the day today. Right back in here. And I left this cover off so that I could show you guys. All right. So yeah, here's the cover. And here's my access hole back here. And if you look up in there, I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe that's better. What you can see in there is I got a 1/4 inch aluminum backing plate, and then I've got some big washers on the back of that. They go through that bracket, so I don't think that sucker's coming out now. I hope you can see that. So anyway, and I also like these covers too, because I'll just put the lid back on and it kind of makes it look a little neater in here instead of all hacked up, you know. So put that on. There we go. So now you just got a little access hole, but it doesn't look too bad. It's not just a hole. Here's some that the previous owner did. He cut out this piece right here and just put a piece over it. Another one right up in here. So I want it to look a little bit cleaner. Anyway, that's where I'm at. And the last thing I have to do here is put my cross pieces in. And I got 4 of those, so 2 for each bar, and I just have to put them up there, measure them, cut them, and then drill the holes and put it together. So that's what I'm going to do now. So anyway, I think it's going to turn out good, as long as the only thing I'm a little worried about, as you can see, I'm hoping it'll go right up underneath the mast while it's down like this. And I've also got to make sure I've got my backstay on the correct side of the arch before I put it all together. That would suck to go to raise the mast and find out the backstay is on the wrong side. Anyway, it's coming along, and I'll show you what it looks like here in just a little bit. All right, so this side goes in, and then you're supposed to cut these to length, but I ended up chopping some off the bottom of these, about the perfect length right here. So you can see I got a joint here and here, and man, look at it. I think that's perfect. That's exactly what I needed right there. So that's the arch. Now I just gotta screw everything together, 6 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll have my arch. Then the next step is going to be to go through the electrical system, and I'm going to add a solar panel up here on the top. I have to figure out how to mount that, but this seems actually really sturdy. I mean, I'm pulling pretty good on it, and it's, you know, it moves just a tiny bit, but overall I think this is going to work great. Yeah, let me screw it all together, and then I'll be done. Let me run in here and I'll show you the solar panel I'm going to mount on it. All right, so this is a solar panel that I ordered off Amazon, a 100-watt solar panel, and it came with a charge controller. So as you can see here, some connections for it, the user guide, some more cables, and let's see, here's the charge controller here. So it's even got a couple of little USB plugs. And came with an instruction manual. Basically, this is how you're supposed to wire it up. You got your panel hooked to the charge controller hooks to your battery, and then it's showing a power inverter here. But really I just want to use it to charge my batteries, because I got pretty much everything in the boat runs on DC power except for my water heater and my battery charger, which runs off AC. Yeah, so I do have this little Craftsman generator here. It's a 2500 watt portable generator. It's one of the quiet ones, and it fits right back here. So when you're anchored, as long as you know there's nobody around, you don't want to crank that sucker up and annoy everybody in the cove you're in. But if there's nobody around, you can crank it up and set it back here. You can charge your batteries, you can run the water heater, and I've also got the AC unit that goes in the companionway. So it's hard to see, it's sitting in a chair. But anyway, it's got this wood frame and everything it sits on. It's pretty nice. And that generator will run the AC unit. And yeah, here's the other side of the solar panel. It's just a typical solar panel. I gotta figure out how I want to mount that on my arch up there. Anyway, it's coming along. It's a work in progress. I think the other good thing about this arch is I'm going to be able to keep my Bimini on, I think. Here's the mounting brackets for the Bimini, and in the past when it comes down, it can't just hang off the back. So I lean it forward and it sits right in the companionway, and it's a real pain in the butt. So actually I think I'm gonna try that right now, is go ahead and put the Bimini on and see if I can lean it back and just let it rest against the arch right there. And that would be super awesome, because then you could have it there ready to go, and then if you want it, you just flip it forward and hook it up. So anyway, let me do that, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Oh yeah, this worked out perfect, just like I thought it would. So I got my Bimini hooked up, and yeah, it just leans right back here against the arch. Now obviously I guess when the mast is down, I can't pull it forward or anything because the mast is in the way, but when the mast is up, it should just flip forward and I can hook it up. I'll show you what it looks like from the ground. All right, yeah, here's a shot of the Bimini just rested up against the arch back here. Man, I think this is going to work out awesome. I'm super excited. Everything's starting to come together here. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Got a few projects done here. Got the hatch slides, the new mast support. I don't know if I showed you that. I made that PVC pipe that the mast rests in while it's on the trailer to support it, so it's not just bouncing. And I got my arch on. So stay tuned. The next big project's going to be electrical, which might be kind of boring. I don't know how much of that I'm going to show, but it's a mess. It's a complete rat's nest in there. Probably what I'm going to do is just disconnect everything and then just trace everything back one at a time. I don't have that many things on this boat. I got a bow light, I got a couple lights on the mast, I've got a stern light, and then I've got my interior lights, I got a radio, depth finder, I'm gonna put a couple USB outlets in. So yeah, it shouldn't be all that bad, but it's just a matter of getting in there and sorting everything out and tracing it. It's gonna be a pain. So anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode. See ya.